The 5 hard truths of riding that never get talked about. Elite riders aren't keeping secrets. We just don't listen to them.
Welcome to the Resilient Reiner, the premier podcast focused on mental performance for equestrians and improved horse show performance. Whether you're a rookie reiner or a seasoned competitor, this show is for riders who want to take their skills to the next level and achieve their full potential in the show ring. I'm Nicole Burnett, and I'm a master mindset coach who's obsessed with helping you achieve all those horse dreams you always thought were impossible. Join me each week to develop a show-ready mindset and gain the competitive edge you need to compete with confidence.
Howdy, friends. It's Nicole here, back with the podcast. We took a week off to dial in stuff for Resilient Reiner Academy, and I can't stop myself. I'm going to spend like a minute here at the beginning sharing about it with you because I'm so excited. This has been a labor of love for the past 6 months to put this together. Let me tell you, I love what I do. I love getting into the mental side of riding because maybe you're like me, maybe you're not, but I know that for me, the horse is the easy part, okay? Getting on, you're like, all right, sometimes I feel a little bit like a 10-year-old on one of those summer dude ranch trail rides, right? Okay, kick to go, pull to stop, have fun. You're like, okay, I got it. I mean, and so, decades later, it's honestly just variations of that, right? Like, you go take a lesson, your trainer's still like, all right, you got to get them to go. We're pulling to stop. I'm oversimplifying, but you get the idea. And you're like, all right, that part, that makes sense. Like, the horses aren't out to trick you. They're not trying to have some hidden agenda, make things complicated. They're very honest creatures. And I think that that is something that as horsemen, we love about horses, right? Horses don't lie. Horses don't have agendas. And so that part is very straightforward. And it's all the other stuff that gets in the way, right? It's the like, why do I feel like I'm about to vomit before I run? Oh my gosh, why am I scared to canter and lope my horse after years of it being fine? Or, why am I not breathing during this run? What is going on? And it's, oh my gosh, what are they thinking? What are they saying? It's all these mental things that get in the way. And so I get the wonderful opportunity to talk with so many of you between clients and the mental gym and just DMs and messages that I have with people. And one of the biggest things that comes up is confidence. In my coaching and in the mental gym for equestrians, we really get into focus and resilience and just all things mental performance. That's absolutely important and required, and I love it. I can talk forever about this stuff. And with confidence is something that I just keep seeing over and over again, where it's like, if you don't have confidence, if you don't believe that what you're doing matters, if you don't believe that you can improve, if you don't believe that it's possible for you to do better, and a lot of this is confidence. This is about being confident as a rider that you can do this. You and your horse as a team, you can do this. You can do this. And that if you don't have that confidence, you're not going to put in the work that's required to get better, because you absolutely have to put in the work for your technical skills and you have to put in the work for your mental skills. All of this is to give you a long backstory. I know that for myself too, I remember particularly a lot of this stuff really hit me too after I had kids, because that really changed so much for me physically and mentally. Like physically, my body was different. My muscles were different. My weight distribution and center of balance were different. And mentally it was different. Just I had these little people who depended on me. I was surprised, honestly, at how much things changed for me. And so I really struggled personally with my confidence. after having kids and after taking time off just for, growing up, little kids, all that kind of stuff. And I was shocked at the changes that happened in my confidence. And so this was something that is very personal to me in terms of rebuilding my confidence and just knowing what a difference it makes, and that it's not something that is static, and that you can go from being a feral teenage rider to all of a sudden you're a little older and you're like, oh my gosh, this stuff is a little scary now. What is going on? I don't understand. It's a long, painful process to rebuild your confidence. It's definitely something that I have so much empathy for, and I truly never judge anybody for wherever they're at in their writing journey, because the one thing I've learned with every day that I get older is that, anytime I want to say something or get on a high horse, I might as well just take my foot out of my mouth now, because there's a reason why people are doing whatever they're doing. All right, getting slightly off topic. I'm just so excited to share all this with you, because I am literally recording this on Thursday to share with all of you, my podcast friends, and Resilient Reiner Academy has just gone live today. Okay, so this is all about years and years of what things that I've done and things that I've learned about how to build confidence and things that I've seen work for my clients. It is a program where I will take you step by step and teach you how to build your confidence as a writer. And we get into everything. And so I'm so proud of this. I have worked really hard to make everything very approachable, very doable. There is so much content in here, you guys, so much. I really tried to be pretty comprehensive in terms of building your confidence, and I wanted it to be doable. So most modules are about 10 minutes long. None of them are over 20 minutes. And let me tell you, as someone who loves to talk, it's way harder to say less than say more. But I wanted it to be doable. I wanted you to be able to take a 10-minute lesson and then apply it. And so that is how it is. You get to go through so many different modules about just step by step how to build your confidence. We're talking, what sort of mindset shifts do you need to make? What sort of exercises can you do during a ride, after a ride? How can you literally step by step, you can follow along and build your confidence as a writer? And I'm so passionate about this because I have absolutely seen what a difference this makes in my own life. And I've absolutely seen what a difference this makes in the lives of my friends and clients who have applied these techniques. And I really want to share this with the world. I'm so excited because underneath all of this is there is such a misconception that confidence is a reward, and that confidence is only for better writers, older writers, more accomplished writers, other people. And that's so wrong. Confidence is for everybody. Confidence is a tool. Confidence is a tool that gets you where you want to go faster. It is available to you now, today, and it doesn't make you a pompous asshole, right? So I feel very passionately about this. I swear I was going to talk about the podcast first, but I'm so excited to share. I know this is going to help so many people. And you know what? If you're listening to the podcast, I'm going to give you guys a special podcast coupon. So just enter the coupon code podcast and you can get 10% off. I'm just deciding that right here, right now, because you guys are an incredible community. I'm just so honored. All of you are just wonderful supporting this work. And I'm so proud of each of you for doing the work yourselves every day to level up your mind and level up your writing. And I know what a difference it makes. Okay. So I've talked about Resilient Reiner. I really didn't even mean to talk about it for that long. I've got so much to say. So we're going to get back to today's main topic, which is the 5 hard truths of writing that never get talked about. And are elite writers keeping secrets? Are they? Are they? Sometimes I kind of think maybe they are, but not about this. Elite writers aren't keeping secrets. We just don't listen to them. And this is so funny because I have plans for another podcast too, talking about I've been collecting all these case studies of top athletes, and especially with the Olympics coming up. Oh my gosh, I've been getting so many great ones about what are top athletes across disciplines, like how do they prepare and what can we learn from them? Oh, so mostly they're not keeping secrets. We just don't listen. And as a rider, I know that I am so guilty at times of looking for the advice that I want to hear instead of the advice that I need to improve my riding. And I noticed this once again when I was looking for some help on how to teach my mare lead changes when things weren't clicking. And I talked to trainers, I talked with my friends, I scoured the interwebs, and I noticed I was gravitating towards tips and techniques that suggested minor adjustments to my current training regime. Things like a new bit or a slight change to my routine were, they're really appealing because they're easy to implement and they wouldn't significantly disrupt my current approach. However, there's plenty of advice that I was overlooking. Advice that required maybe more substantial changes or a deeper examination of fundamental skills. We're talking backing the bus way up, going back to my own ingrained habits of posture, my rider communication and skills, being able to truly move and place every part of my horse's body. Have I done all of that preparation? My horse's fitness and legging up to more easily swap cleanly. Or the ever perennial yet dreaded advice to just take a step back to rebuild confidence and connection between horse and rider. Like me, perhaps you found yourself at times dismissing advice that's hard to hear. Sometimes it suggests there are foundational issues to address, issues which require more effort, more time, and possibly a hit to your ego. However, the key to breakthroughs often lies in being open to the advice that challenges us, not just the advice that confirms our current approach. Today, I want to highlight a few invaluable pieces of advice that I've learned in the last few years as a rider. The reality is, hard truths will make you a better rider and better horseman. Everyone can grind if they want to. Everyone can enter a show. But are you willing to understand your horse at a deeper level? Are you willing to understand your mental limitations and work to overcome them? Are you truly willing to become the best rider you can be? It's time for some hard truths about riding. Harsh truth number 1. Maximal is not optimal. This first one might sound like common sense, but it's a really crucial reminder, especially in the context of riding. Many riders fall into the trap of thinking that they need to push themselves and push their horses to the absolute limit during every training session, or they need to be in peak competitive shape year round. Absolutely not. And it's really easy to be influenced by, high profile riders that you might see their highlight reels on social media, or especially with the show season gets longer and longer. It's all these competitive pressures. It's very easy to believe that more is always better. However, it's important to understand that overtraining can be as detrimental in equestrian sports as it is in any other athletic discipline. Horses, like human athletes, they need time to recover from intense efforts. The risks of pushing too hard include not just physical injury, but also mental burnout for rider and horse. Consider this. Finishing a training session feeling like you and your horse could do a little bit more, it's a good sign. It means that you're pretty close to that sweet spot and that ideal balance where your training is effective and stimulating without being overwhelming. This approach promotes physical and mental adaptations without increasing the risk of injury, exhaustion, or a drop in training quality. I know that it's tempting to try and replicate the fantasy competition performance in everyday training, pushing for the most challenging maneuvers or your fastest times. However, sticking to a more measured, structured training pace that aligns with your current capabilities and those of your horse is key. Trust the process. Consistent, sensible progressions lead to peak performances when it truly counts, like during your competitions. Remember, the goal is to build up to your best effort on competition day, not to leave your best in the training ring. So it's really key. You've got to be able to build it up and also allow some downtime. So stay in your lane, focus on gradual improvement, and just let the consistency of your effort pave the way to success. Hard truth number 2, riding and training doesn't get easier as you improve. It gets harder. Now, this one might sound counterintuitive, and as you progress as a rider, you might expect that things will start to feel easier. However, the truth is just contrary to this expectation. And what you have to imagine is that, okay, there's the 80-20 rule where you get 80% of the impact from 20% of your efforts. But basically, as you improve, the complexities and the challenges of riding, they don't diminish, they increase. And this is because the better you get as a rider, you're constantly setting higher goals. You're tackling more complex maneuvers. You're facing tougher competition. Each new level that you get to, it brings a higher standard of precision and skill. So what was once challenging to you, it's now the new normal. And so now you have new, more difficult challenges to take their place. So as you move from basic riding to competitive showing disciplines, you're not just working on maintaining a stable seat or keeping, the steady pace at every gate. You're going to start working on perfecting you and your horse's form, refining your responses to the subtlest of cues, and synchronizing your efforts so that you've got this seamless, horse rider ballet of power and grace. Oh, and let's do it all under competitive pressures. And as you get more skilled, you're also going to become more aware of all of these finer details. So small inefficiencies in your technique or just a tiny miscommunication with your horse that you wouldn't have even noticed when you were a beginner. And so you've got increased awareness that makes riding seem harder as you're now fine-tuning aspects of your riding that require a very deep understanding and acute sensitivity. So in essence here, as you grow as a rider, you're constantly raising the bar for yourself. It's a never-ending journey of improvement where the challenges become more demanding, but also more rewarding. While riding, it gets harder, but it also becomes more fulfilling because you're also getting to unlock new levels of harmony and prowess with your partner, your horse. Hard truth number 3, success is not just about talent. While natural ability can give riders an edge, long-term success in equestrian sports, it hinges on so much more. Access to quality training, financial resources, y'all say it out loud, the right opportunities. It's a sport where perseverance, your mental strength, so good on you if you're listening to this podcast, and access, it plays as much of a role in success as talent does. So I'll talk about that for just a minute or two. So quality training is perhaps one of the most significant contributors to a rider's success. And I do mean that both for a coach for your technical skill and a coach for the mental half, what I do. This is all about imparting strategies to get mentally tougher, to connect with your horse, all of the step-by-step processes that help you turn potential into performance. And so without this foundation for technical and mental game success, even the most talented riders can struggle to reach their full potential. Financial resources also plays a pivotal role. Horse sports, they can be expensive. We've got routine care and maintenance of the horse. It costs cash money, baby. All right. We've got to travel. We've got to, to participate in a competition, right? You need gas. You need a truck. You need a trailer. You need a hotel. You need to eat. And so if you're a rider with access to better financial support, you might be able to afford higher quality equipment, top tier horses, more frequent participation in competitive events. And all of this can accelerate your improvement and increase visibility in the sport. And moreover, the right opportunities are crucial. For professionals, being in the right place at the right time, whether it's catching the eye of a sponsor, being selected for an elite training program, gaining entry into a prestigious competition, all of this can dramatically affect a rider's career trajectory. And finally, perseverance and mental strength, indispensable. I feel like I've saved the best for last. The path in equestrian sports, it can be so fraught with challenges, setbacks, intense competition. I'm speaking with a smile on my face right now, but it's tough, guys. You've got to possess the resilience to bounce back from disappointments and the mental fortitude to handle the pressures of training and competition. It's no joke, and it's not for the faint-hearted. So talent is a beneficial asset, and it doesn't matter if you are a professional trainer or a non-pro. Success, it's never just about your talent. It's a whole stone soup here, folks. If you don't know what stone soup is, look it up. Hard truth number 4, don't neglect your mental game. Riding is undeniably physically demanding, and it challenges riders. We've got risk of injury, just the relentless day-to-day grind of horse care. But beyond the physical exertion, it's really the mental and emotional demands that often catch riders off guard. Building and maintaining a deep, trusting relationship with your horse, it requires a substantial emotional investment, which can be taxing and rewarding. The role of confidence in this dynamic cannot be overstated as well. Confidence is the cornerstone of effective communication and leadership in the saddle. A confident rider can make clear, decisive choices that inspire trust and security in their horse, that enhances performance and reduces the likelihood of errors and mishaps. Conversely, if you have uncertainty or nervousness, that can absolutely unsettle your horse. That can lead to tension, accidents. And the mental game also does go beyond confidence. It involves resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks. They can be poor performances, training slumps, injuries. It encompasses focus, because you need that capacity to maintain your concentration amidst the myriad distractions of competitions and training environments. Neglecting your mental game can leave a rider unprepared for all the emotional ups and downs that just come with the sport. By actively developing your mental toughness and emotional resilience and your confidence, you can better manage stress, make more strategic decisions under pressure, and ultimately enhance your connection with your horse. Your mental preparation is as crucial as any physical training. This is what ensures that you and your horse can perform at your best when it counts the most. And hard truth number 5, you can do everything right and still not win. Sorry, I get to be the bearer of, bad news, but I'm going to pop the bubble here. In the horse world, many, many factors influence outcomes. You might have had the best training session. Your horse might be in peak condition. You might be the best rider there. Your performance might feel flawless. And yet, due to factors beyond your control, we've got all sorts of things here. We've got weather, judging preferences, minor differences in dirt, some random person walks up and down the bleachers. You can have just plain old-fashioned bad luck. And the results, they might not reflect your effort and your abilities. This can be frustrating and is definitely a humbling aspect of our sport. Well, there you have it, folks. 5 hard truths about riding that don't get talked about. I am so grateful to you for being here, for listening along. I'm truly grateful for each and every one of you who listen in. And don't forget to check out Resilient Reiner Academy. You can check it out at resilientreineracademy.com, and I'll put it in the show notes. I would love to have you inside. You can, of course, always send me any messages if you've got any questions about it. And don't forget your discount. Just put in podcast as a coupon code, and you'll get 10% off for being some of my favorite riders, my favorite peeps. So, all right, thanks so much, guys, and I can't wait to talk to you soon.